Greetings everyone, this is Curtis Duncan, aka Dr. C, checking in with you. And today I'm going to make a video titled, Why Everything You've Been Told About Weight Loss is a Scam. Yes, people, it is a scam. A lot of us, first let me state this, that, the intention or the goal is not for Americans to lose weight. We've been having a lot of these diet and weight loss products out here for years, and Americans continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it is my firm belief that these companies don't want you to lose weight. They want you to keep the cycle going. Eating all this processed junk during the holidays, which is from October to December, and then sign up for the gym and set the intention on New Year's Day while you're drinking some alcohol to lose weight and lose 35 pounds, finally get your health and wellness into order, and it never happens. And and like I said, that's not the name of the game here. They want to keep people overweight because it's profitable. They could sell all these weight loss scams and diets and pills and what have you, and just bring in and rake in billions of dollars while Americans continue to suffer with obesity and all the mental anguish and physical anguish that goes along with it. So just know that's not the name of the game. As a matter of fact, they put additives in our food that actually make you crave more of it and cause you to be overweight. And the additive is just about every food you can think of, including weight loss foods. So that's not the name of the game. So just know that from the get-go. The second thing is that if you understand something, if you know anything about health and nutrition, which most of the diet gurus do not, then you have to really look at obesity as a health problem. You can't look at it as a situation of genetics, which it is not. You can't look at a situation of of all these other different causes, because there are verifiable causes when it comes to obesity. Obesity does not happen for any old reason. We live in a world of cause and effect. And in order to change the effect, you must deal with the cause. And there's a lot of confusion going on these days about what's going on with obesity. But just know that that is a part of the program. That is a part of the program to keep Americans confused, so they never get success, which is their birthright. It's your birthright to have a healthy body that looks the way you want it to look, and for you not to feel like you're a victim to what your body wants to do or your metabolism, what have you. But the first thing I'll address is that diets don't work. First of all diets, most of them contain the same, are tell people to eat the same levels of junk food and processed junk out there, but just maybe in lower quantities. But they're not addressing the fundamental problems with the American diet. They're not addressing the inflammatory foods. They're not addressing the processed foods that we're consuming. Like I said, they're just telling people to just consume less of it, and almost in a sense they are placating, a big word that I know, but basically they're kind of in a sense they're kind of making Americans feel uncomfortable about their unhealthy habits. So they'll create diets and all this other stuff, create a whole bunch of hype. But I've looked at most of them, and most of them are scams. They're not designed to work. The people who do gain success with them, it's hit and miss. But oftentimes, people are on these diets and they still don't get the success they want. And like I said, me being an observer, I question that. Why aren't people getting more success, with all these diets and supplements that are out there? So diets don't work. Oftentimes, they force people to give up stuff. They force people to give up some of their favorite foods, and they're taking away stuff. So from the get-go, whenever you take something away from a person, that person's going to be more liable to want it back. So, and tell people not to eat cakes and cookies and ice cream, then, essentially, you're going to, and consume diet soda, in the process, which makes people crave more food and crave more sugar, and actually causes weight gain. Then in the process, you're just dooming people to fail when they get on these weight loss products, because you're not telling them what to replace with it. Because that's my thing. Diets are not, most people are approaching diets from a place of restriction. But my thing is to come from a place of replacements. And that's another thing that kind of leads me into my next point. That first of all, diets don't work. Because they do not address the fundamental problems with Americans' eating habits. And and if you really want to understand it, there are three foods that make us fat. And no, I mean, none of those foods are meat and dairy, so you can get that out of your mind. But there are three foods, and those foods are just about everything that we consume, at some level. And those three foods are really the main problem with the American diet. And those three foods are actually more related to heart disease and all types of neurological disorders than, steaks and butter. I'm not saying steaks and butter, should be our main diet. I'm not a big fan of Atkins diet, but these three foods are literally killing us, and causing, our healthcare system in this country to be bankrupt. So I will address what those three foods are in my teleclass. But a lot of diets are based upon, restriction, and that's another thing too. Calorie restriction diets don't work either. Because, that causes the body to go into starvation mode. And when the body goes into starvation mode, your metabolism slows down. The body, shifts into a place where it's trying to preserve fat instead of burning it. And, you will fail at losing weight. I'm not a proponent of calorie restriction diets. I'm more of a proponent of avoiding certain foods, because it's not about calories, ladies and gentlemen. It's about the types of calories you are consuming. You can consume 200 calories of one thing, that'll help you lose weight. On the flip side, you can consume 200 calories of another thing, and that will actually cause you to gain weight immediately. As I mentioned, three foods make us fat, and one of these foods causes you to gain weight immediately. Like right after you consume it, immediately cause you to create adipose tissue in your body. Waste no time. So, and like I said, if you really, it's all based upon science and my scientific research, because I am a health expert and I approach obesity from a health standpoint, whereas a lot of diet gurus do not. So, which I feel limits them, because if you don't understand science, you don't understand research, then you're just spitting a whole bunch of garbage, in my opinion, and BS. But that's why I think it's important if you're going to have a weight loss coach, for them, number one, to have the results. Number two, for them to be a health expert, and for them to be somewhat in good health. And then because it's all intertwined. If you have weight problems, you're more likely to have breast cancer, cardiovascular disease, get sick, have Alzheimer's, and the like. So it's about being holistic here. It's not about approaching obesity from an isolated standpoint. The next thing is that I talked about calorie restriction diets. I talked about just diets overall. And then lastly, just know that losing weight is about avoidance. It's about avoidance. And a lot of people, like I said, people always tell you it's about restriction, but it's not. It's really about avoiding certain things and making certain changes into your lifestyle. Many people's lifestyles are just not conducive to weight loss. They're like, they wonder why they struggle so much. But their lifestyles and their habits are not conducive to weight loss. And that's what inspired me to have this teleclass that I'm having on Wednesday. To really, debunk all the myths out there. The fats make you fat, the carbs make you fat. Saturated fats make you fat. You can't eat chocolate and lose weight. All these myths out there that widescreen propaganda. Widely held beliefs that are not based upon anything. That's what inspired me to do this teleclass, because I see too many people struggling, under bad information. And be prepared, if you do participate in this teleclass, to have your socks knocked off your feet, because that's my whole intention. And I will give you sound information based upon research. I'm not here to sell you a bunch of supplements. I don't deal with supplements, and I'm glad I don't. I'm not here to tell you, you have to take a whole bunch of vitamins and, get injected with hormones, all this stuff, and you have to go on these diets. No. I am about making fundamental changes so you can lose weight, and teaching you how to avoid certain things that are blocking you from losing the weight that you desire. And that's what this teleclass is all about. So it's not about, the Curtis Duncan diet or some other type of diet. Because like I said, the problem is our just general diet, which all these other, weight loss fad diets are really just an extension of that at some point. And they really feed into Americans' addictions for, the three foods I just mentioned. So be sure to check out my teleclass. It's going to be dynamic. I'm looking forward to working with people and teaching them, because, that's one of my MOs. I'm a teacher. So be prepared to have your socks blown off in this teleclass. I plan on giving you the real deal information. It's no gimmicks, no misinformation, no lies, no supplements. So it'll be $10, which is a great deal for the level of information I'm giving. And you can sign up. Click on the link in the upper right in the description box. You can send me an email for more information. Curtis L _ DUNCA at yahoo.com. Thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and peace and blessings.